I think that the concept of UkeNagashi is kind of like, I want to just clear everything off of me. If he comes to push, here, I want to clear this up. Now this is nothing more than just being surprised, because ideally I don't want to be in a position to have to turn. It's pointless. I don't think that turning is a good idea, unless obviously you have a multiple attack. So in this one-person attack, I just want to kind of clear this up. Now, the way that I brought this up really super slow is my elbow first, here to here. So UkeNagashi doesn't necessarily have to be way up here, but in doing this exercise where we're just going to do the turn, that's why I bring this elbow up, because too many people come here. And if you do this technique your own way, as long as you get out of there, it doesn't matter how high your elbow is. I do this in showing this technique here. Why? Because everybody that's seen this technique and who does it themselves does this. So they need to see the exaggeration. Whether or not I'm going to do that in an actual event, I don't know. But I think this idea of, one thing that we didn't talk about yesterday was the idea of really slowly collapsing. And I don't feel this when I train with Paul, and I've trained with some other people, and I don't feel this either. The evasive maneuver that he does is so good that he doesn't have to necessarily make this collapse, but I just let this kind of collapse here. It's almost like bringing it in, just like this. It's not this. Here. And UkeNagashi is not this. Here. It's making it so he doesn't feel like he feels like, boom, I got it still. This collapses here with him. He almost feels no pressure on his arms as he's coming in. I think that's what the founder did. I mean, for whatever little thing that I can do that I believe he did, because I never trained with him, I never saw him, I never felt this from him. But I can only see what's been passed to me from people who did train with him. Now this is 3, 4, 5 generations ago, and what I see is he could do this. Just letting somebody go by you without powering them by. In a slow practice, I can do that. Does that mean that happens when I'm going full speed and when he's going full speed? I'm probably going to be a little more muscular. I'm probably going to be a little more rattled. I'm not going to be as calm. I mean, I'm theorizing, because if there is a serious attack on his part, I want to be able to do this as much like my Aikido practice here as possible. I want to make it not this. Right? I don't want to make it that. And that's another exaggeration. I think I teach well through exaggeration, but so backing up a little bit, I don't want to do this. Right? I don't want to do this. What I do want to do is this. Right? But am I going to have that calm? Maybe. Maybe not. If I practice all my muscle memory and try and get the softest I possibly can in here where I know he's not trying to kill me and he's going slow, what better opportunity do I have to do that? There's no reason for me, as he comes, there's no reason for me to do this. There's no reason for me to freak out, because all he's telling me is, I'm just going to put my hands in your chest. I'm giving you the opportunity to do the technique. He's giving me the opportunity to do this well. And if I practice doing it well, often enough, there's a greater likelihood that if I ever have to be faced with it outside, that I'm going to do it better. I'm not going to do it great. I'm just going to do it better than I would have if I didn't address this issue here, where he is being for me, and he's practicing for me. So, how did we get here? UkeNagashi. So, in that exaggeration, is it going to look like that? Probably not, because I'm not going to take and turn. I want to come inside. And I don't know where my elbow landed on that. Where did it go?
I don't know.
Where did it go? Okay, well, it wasn't here, right? Because that would have compromised my posture. Yes? Okay. So it was almost like, sorry. Okay. So the slip happens here, not here. And if I had my druthers, that would be before the turn. For this. Here. The turn is a ditch. Get him off of me. Ditch him off of me. And when you're doing Tai Sabaki or something like that, sometimes you need to turn. Because you need to look at somebody else that's coming at you. So, again, in terms of opening yourself up, let's exaggerate this for this class only. What you do when you go outside, that's fine. Do it my way today. And then do it your own way when you leave. But exaggerate this because I think that you cover more by doing it this way. And he shouldn't feel anything but just a whisper going by. At this speed, he shouldn't feel anything but a whisper going by. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. So if you're doing that, stop it. And do it soft. It's really easy to get caught up in strength. I know that because I struggle with it all the time. And let's just start with so this is one of those techniques that's really kind of hard, to be honest. That's all he's doing. All he's doing is just grabbing this. And then my practice is to lead him here and bind him. Lead him here and bind him. He just grabs. Just that much. Okay? Gatate tori tenpa. Kosa tori. Kosa tori. Cross hand grab. So as he's going to grab cross hand, same turn. I'm just going to open this hand up and lead him away. Here. Okay? Although, keep your key extended out. Don't let your key drop. So, so it's almost like eating me here or a Sayunage, and then once I connect with his body, I'm going to take his wrist, turning to here. So, cross hand. This is again an exaggeration. From here, Kokyunage, where I'm going to step in and do Kokyunage. Slowly. And we got to figure out a way to go linear. So you can't take a little portion of the dojo and use that, because this is sometimes a big technique. But I'm going to come, throw you this way. Okay? Do this even smaller. Okay? Even smaller. Just show you okay, so why aren't your tongue bigger? So, combination of this movement and the cut. Take center or take this body, so you can do it blindfolded or whatever. And I know that his hand is connected to this part of his arm, so I'm going to slide down to his hand. I think a lot of times what we do is we go grasping for the hand. So, connect with the body, take the hand. Let's just do that much. So, is coming to here. Now, when I do this turn, and again, we have to look at this in very slow parts, but from here his elbow should be outside of my elbow. It's not, like I said, it's not killing his arm, but it's just outside here, and I'm just kind of extending through it as I turn. Then come inside to do Kokyu. Good. Take center. Don't forget this part. Slide down, keeping him outside here. Keeping him outside. So I want to throw. Good. Go this slow. All one movement. Where do you feel like going? Where do you feel like going? Good. Excellent. So about that speed. So look. So one of the things I got jammed up for is taking and again, it's from trying to show the elements of this. Is separating this from this from this. So I guess I got all over me last time because I was making the techniques in increments. I wasn't just moving through them. So boom here, or Ventura CA, or Suriage, or Kokyunage. So all the same hip movement, starting from here. Okay? All of those follow in line with that. So one of the things that Terry Sensei was asking about is the different kinds of blocks that we do. And I can only identify about 3. But they can be used for any attack. Shomen, Irimi, here. Why are you going walking by me? Just Shomen. Okay, so Shomen doing Irimi. Okay, I can do Irimi from Shomen on down to kick. Kick. Good. Excellent. So on down to a kick. This is Irimi. Irimi is just using this deflection real slow. This deflection to let this go by. Shomen. To let it go by and take center. Kauski. Let it go by. So that's Irimi. The only place I think that probably would be ineffective is Mune, because I'm doing this, I'm trying to get underneath that. It works as a cut. So Mune, this is just so natural for UkeNagashi. But Shomen, UkeNagashi, yeah? I can't do UkeNagashi with a kick necessarily, but I have done this, where I'll take the foot, which is similar to UkeNagashi, or Tenkan movement. And Tenkan, I can't do Tenkan with a strike or a kick. Tenkan is just for upper body here, Kauski here. Okay, and this is just like a cut by me there. So those are the 3 that I think I use most. And one of the things that we haven't worked on that is almost exclusively done differently with Manabi Sensei is the Irimi. So let's do Shomen and just take center here. A couple of things I want everyone to work on, switch each time. Switch to the other side. Is making this as straight a deflection plane as you can. The more crooked this becomes, the more contact surface he has to hit. The harder it is on him and me, and the less effective my technique is. Because what I want him to do is come hard, bam, and I want him to cut through me. So, a couple of things. I want it to cut by and through, so it's just like he's got a brick in his hand, and it's coming down hard. And I'm going to slide it and let it go by. Take center, and use your feet, right? Oh. So, let's start with just making this triangle here. Irimi, here, okay? Taking center. Not clapping anybody in the head, but taking center. Okay? So much. Irimi, from our Shomen Uchi. one of the things that allows him not to feel this strike so much is if he takes center just after. Now here's the finesse part of it. Anybody can just put their arm up in the way and block this. So what I want everyone to practice is recognize the attack. As it starts to come, meet it out as far as you can. Meet it as far as you can. If it's up here, then you meet it up here. If it's down here, you meet it down here. But you meet this attack, and then as soon as my attack goes on the outside of his hand, you can't come back to him. So now all he has to do is move his hand to center, here. So what I'm doing as he strikes is meeting him up here, then bringing it down to center. Meeting him up to center. If he moves off the line a little bit, yokomen, whatever, meaning off the line to center. So it takes a little bit of that grating off of your arm because it's straight hard. Here, if I just leave it angled, he's got to go this direction. He's got to change the path of his strike. But I go outside, take it to center, and it doesn't have to do that anymore. Strike hard, all the way through. Don't make it a push, make it a cut. To center. To center. Center. Taking center. So as soon as it passes here, coming here. Okay? As with many of the other deflection techniques, it works much better fast. But in the fast, you got to deal with the bruises on your arms, and you got to deal with missing occasionally. And one of the things I like to do, although it's dangerous, is as he strikes, stay there sometimes. Just to make sure. I mean, he didn't strike. I don't think as he would strike if he were trying to hurt me, because he struck with this part of his hand. So if he had a hammer or a brick or just a whatever come and club down on me at the top of the head, that's where he's going to be each time. And you can start to feel the people that are going off to the side. I'm going to strike you. Don't move. And they'll do that. So they'll go off to the side. And even if you go slow, go honest. Don't. If he doesn't move, he gets hit in the head. It's really important to be honest. So let's switch partners, and we'll practice eating. Try and go a little faster, but you don't necessarily have to do the the cutting up. But I want everybody to make this triangle, this pyramid here, and as he goes up to strike, meet him out here, and then as he cuts down, take center. Okay? We'll work on the getting the feet later. So eating, this is something that you can practice very simply. I practice this with people that don't know how to strike. Because the unfortunate part about this is most martial artists who have been formally trained in striking have a hard time getting naturalized with this strike. And again, this is only my perception of what natural is. This isn't natural. It's not a natural way that somebody would strike. I don't think. A formal fighter, well, I don't know. You tell me. When they get into sparring matches, does it look like that? Or does it only look like that in kata? In kata. So they do in kata. But in a sparring match, what does it look like? Windmill, right? So I believe if you take one of those elements from, is that true? Oh.
That's up in Japan.
Okay.
In Japan, it's very crisp and very straight. It's pretty much like regular training.
But here in the States. In a sparring match?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never seen one done that way. But I would imagine that even if we were very crisp and clean and we were sparring and there would be some kind of a flow to it. Like the Aikido part of it, we say, oh, it's supposed to be flowing and gentle and yeah. Well, I think that's the natural course of things, like water moving. But I don't think that you can stay formalized in an attack. And the reason that I think this is that we have the randori practice that people are flailing about. People are just trying to get you, and they're not trying to get in and gouge your eyes out. I mean, that's my personal specialty, but they're not trying to cut you in half. when the randori comes and you get 3 people running at you trying to take you down somehow, they don't have the ability to set up for a kick or punch. If a punch happens, it's going to be as soon as you're on the ground or as soon as they pin you on the wall. I mean, and those are the times, like we were talking about yesterday, that's going to happen. They're not going to just sit there and push you there. Ooh, when you don't have to do anything if they're holding you against the wall. But as soon as they start to go for the kick or for the punch, that's when you have to act, because you can't sit there and get pummeled. So I think those times are the times you have to worry about getting kicked or punched. Or if you have somebody on, a one-on-one type situation, or the beginning of the randori situation, somebody's going to take a swing at you or an attack towards you. But the randori melee is unreal. I've seen this in real life. People going, I guess what they would call randori if they knew what it was, but they're punching each other, they're punching the ground, they're punching trees. It is anything but an organized attack. It is anything but this. So in doing these attacks, make it as natural as you can, even if you're just touching someone's face. Make it as natural as your body can move. Don't make it formalized. Okay, and I have to regress a little bit because diagonal. Yeah. Because when I do these shomen techniques, I think shomen is the one thing that's, unless it's a bottle or something like this here, I mean, that feels pretty natural. If I had something in my hand, it would be natural to swing it that way. So, here. So you can practice like you have something in your hand. Try and differentiate, though, between coming straight down shomen and coming from the side, yokomen. Okay? 2 different attacks. Something you can obviously practice both, because it could come as far to the side as this. And maybe eating is not the right thing to do at that time, but all I'm saying is trying to make those attacks as natural feeling as you can. How you clear this hand? I think this is the easiest way. By putting this here. Or anything here. Same with UkeNagashi. Right here. You're just basically clearing whatever this is. Let's do from a Munetsuki here. And a lot of this is your position. Keep. So you can do this without using your hands, but how many people have 2 arms? Use them. So, clearing this up here. You do the drum roll because of the film, or? So, slowly, clearing this up to Sayunage. Whatever comes here, to each side, to the other side. Whatever comes here. And just control the head, don't bash the head, but control it. Make sure you're forward, omote. And another thing that I'm seeing is, as soon as I make him fall here, I'll just be like, I'm not going to stay engaged with him. I think that's a bad thing to start practicing from the beginning. I want to always be concerned about where he's at and what he's doing. And as soon as he's ready for another attack, you have to be ready to take that attack. Sayunage. Munetsuki, just like if you had a shiv, you were sticking somebody in the gut or punching them in the gut or whatever, just straight in. Another thing, I want to make sure that everybody knows that you control how much pain you suffer here. It's not always the nage that's making the pain for you. Seriously. So, we're going to do this exercise again. Run into my hand with your face. Excellent. So do that when you're taking the camera. Meaning, if he does, I'm gonna punch and you do the technique, really slow. If he does this, don't stand there and wait for it to knock you in the face. Move out of the way. Okay? Faster, a little bit faster.
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah. Don't make it esoteric. Don't turn your body. Stay forward. It's okay. Okay, I see this. See? Right here. You turn, Just a little bit this way. I'm going to take that away and put it here. Okay? So you're straight forward. And he's taking good ukemi. As soon as he feels that on his beak, now he's not going to react, but it is. It doesn't happen. So I have to be here, and then he just goes with it. So figure out where that relationship is. It's not about on his face, and it's not about him running into your hand when you're just holding it. So somewhere in between that, I'm going to let him know that's where I want to be, and he's going to go with it. So switch, new part. Look. Thank you. Derek brought up a good point. This is kind of like a deflection as you're going in. Much like when we were practicing yesterday, and I think I have a hard time putting it into words and being able to explain it, but I don't have to follow his strike here. A lot of times, if I'm really worried about this strike, or I'm really worried about getting hit, I'm going to go that far just to make sure that it's cleared by me, right? Ultimately, I don't want to be here because my posture's changed, and now I have to come back, which is a lot of people are doing, and I don't want to hit him with the back of my elbow because I will cut this tendon on the back of my arm where the tricep muscle connects. Does anyone have an anatomy experience? Any anatomy experience? Okay. Well, Paul did. Do you?
No.
Okay. You just like, okay. So what I want to do is, I want to have this hand in his face, but I can't do it if I turn all the way past and come this way. So what we're talking about is deflecting it to the point where you can come in. And all that is changing. And this is taking it kind of to a different level because I'm not deflecting this all the way past my body. So I'm not ensuring that I'm safe. But as I'm going in, I'm going to change the direction of the attack so that I can come here. So if he's honest and he punches hard, all I have to do is change the direction out here. I don't have to worry about following it all the way in. So slowly, as he comes in, I'm extending. It's almost like I'm on the attack. What's that? Deflect to here. Just slipping it. That's subtle. So the less or the more caught off guard you are, the more you're going to follow it. I think that's just natural because you want to make sure, or like eating me, if he does a punch to the face, I can do perfect eating me every time here. But if it's just a wild punch, I'm going to do something, big and huge and less effective, less to his center. So this is what I see a lot of people doing. I see them doing a less effective thing because their thinking is, oh my God, a punch coming. Oh my God, this ski is coming. They're going to stick me in the gut, whatever. But if you can get away from that, you can just be a little bit of a breath. Just a little bit to the side, and it's almost like you're going right into the punch. And he feels that he's punching you. He feels right now, punch. He feels a punch. Okay? And he should feel a punch. He shouldn't feel this. Right here. And in the same way that I was following this, I think this is probably a technique that I would want to follow a little bit more. But certainly not UkeNagashi because I'm coming outside to here. And that is an attack, really. It's an attack, deflecting as you go in. So does that look like a little different technique? Can you think about it differently? Okay, let's try one more time, the new person, and do an open palm to the face. I'm just going to come here. See, everything applies in the attack. I don't want this, here, zombie technique, and I don't want like a formalized, I just want relaxed, pop, right here, all the way through. Just like that. Okay, and then we're going to do UkeNagashi. Okay? Those who've seen this, and how long have you been doing Aikido? A couple years. I've seen it with people that are very, very skilled and very well versed in the ways of Aikido. But they'll do this. He comes here, and I go to do this. Now watch me, my example. I come here, got to the face, he's giving, he's going to the ground. And then as soon as he gets to about right here, I go, that is only to make me look cool. There's nothing, the real technique is here. If I get this, I don't need to, as he's following, give him an extra shot. That's my philosophy. That doesn't mean that as he comes faster, that I'm not gonna let my hips go down on, but it just means that slow. That. Don't do that. Please. I think it hurts his nose. My nose. So if he's falling and he's getting out of your way, let him fall. If he comes faster, and hopefully he can take the ukemi, then that's when you're just kind of settling down on top of him. But every single time my hand is controlling his head. I think I want to practice some Diashi, just a little bit of that first part of the Randori practice, where so from here, having 3 guys come to right here. So they line up there or wherever, and they come right here, go. Their idea is to drive me through this wall. So without hesitation or reservation, they're going to push my chest, cave my chest in and put me through that wall. Go. Just like that. So, the idea is not to let them get the hand on you. And the way to do that is, as they come here, cut, let all of this energy come to your chest, and then bye. Okay? It's a lot easier slow and said than done. So what I want to do is go half speed, and everybody comes right here. Take this, turn it by. Just that part of it. Going fast, it's a cut. Going fast, it's cutting anything that they put out there off of them and by me. But in a slow motion, I want to stay here, and I want to cut. Okay? So I'm going to do just a little bit of Tai Sabaki. So after this, hit him. Slow half speed. Slow. Just keeping their hands up. And if I cause collisions, that's the whole idea. You know what I mean? I'm going to grab you. This is just like any of the attack. It's really difficult to make this honest, because what I want to do is stop and be rigid. So don't be rigid. Just push through. If he lets you get your hands on him, then push him back. But you're going to allow him. You're going to make him do the best technique he can do by just being clean and going through, not trying to get it. Like not trying to go, right? That doesn't help. So go.